all of this blood out, and that's where you would break through that little bit of skin there and salt it heavily and let it sit, and then spray it out, because it's going to leave a really bad flavor. If you were to poach this whole, the gills, they're a nice color. It's been cut. This is the color that you're going to want to normally see here, this part here, okay? This is this colored a little bit. Can you see things in here? Yes, I've seen parasites within this before. But if you were to remove the gills, a pair of kitchen shears, you would cut down here, if I can get it.
I've got a pair of shears.
Set up, and on the bottom drawer, pull the top up. Pull the bottom drawer out, and I've got that curved brown wooden handle boning knife. Yeah. Yes.
I'll get mine.
I wouldn't recommend using a knife, but since my kitchen shears are at home, you would cut right off across the bottom to get those gills out. Shears are much easier, but...
Is this shear, Ken? I do. In the oven?
No, she doesn't want fish on them. Right, and this is the end where the shears are better, because it's a little... The reason I'm doing this, we're going to cook the head tomorrow, and somebody can eat the fish eyes.
Yummy.
I vote Haley.
Anyone ever eaten fish eyes before?
I vote Haley.
I do.
I'm willing to try.
They taste like fish, but it's just the fact that you're eating a fish eye that's a little bit of a turn-off.
Wasn't there a song about that? Like, fish?
Fish heads?
Fish heads.
So we call these
Yeah.
fish? Yep, that'd be one. Dr. Linton one? No?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Sure.
That's like back from your time. Beating rocks together.
Beaten rocks together.
Still,
All right, now, this is known as the collar on the fish. Okay, there's a lot of good flesh underneath this. Now, when we go to clean the fish, or gut it, or not gut it, actually to gut it, anal opening right here. You put the tip of your knife right into it, blade out, and just cut right along that belly. You don't want the blade to go in too deep, because if we cut into the internal organs, we can transfer that flavor real fast into the flesh. Okay? The only hard part is going to be cutting between these two fins. There's a little bit of heavy cartilage, fingers on up here and down here, that you've got to cut through. Okay? Best flavor on this flesh is right here, because this is where all the fat is on that belly. Okay? Really good eating on that part of the fish.
Like salmon bacon?
Kind of, yeah. Alright, now, if you're living up in Alaska and you catch fish, because that's what you have to live on in the winter time, if you ever watch that program on TV, Alaska, The Last Frontier, I love that program. They just take a knife and just cut from the tail to the head, and they're not worried about how much is left on there, because they're pulling in dozens of fish at a time. But if you're working with fish to sell commercially in a restaurant, I always like to cut the head off of the fish. Now, I don't cut straight across, because there's a good amount of flesh that's left up here. So I'm going to cut on an angle right behind the collar. Okay? Alright, now I'm on the backbone. I'm just going to hit through just a bit. Come on. Over here. Going to need this is larger than what we've ever had in her before.
Awesome. That's
That's
so pretty.
Nice fun time. A salad. Crabba.
Meat mallet out of the little one. This is here. For a rubber mallet would be good. We'll just chip right along that
Yeah.
blade.
And we can pop right
Protect the
through
blade
there.
by putting this on it. Try not to ruin the knife. Cut through anyone's neck bone.
Yeah, it's too much fun on this
Very exciting.
There are sick people in the outside world that would probably have taken that into account the next time they did something stupid. You read about that, excuse my French, that son of a bitch who his girlfriend left home and the baby wouldn't stop crying, so he put her in the freezer.
Yes.
She had a broken wrist and head injuries.
Yes.
Her temperature got down to
And
84.
a leg. A broken wrist and a broken leg.
One guy put the
6-month-old baby.
driver's seat in. That was, oh yeah, one week you guys want to eat them, next week you can't put them in the freezer, huh? Uh-huh.
Stop calling us that all.
Fish stuff. All right.
Okay.
Now, there's the backbone, okay? I'm going to cut alongside that backbone. Bones come up all the way up here, okay? Now, I've seen people who are really good at filleting fish. They'll cut right down the back here, and they end up on top of the bone. I don't have that much experience, and I don't want to ever practice with salmon just because of the cost of it. So I'm going to pick this up out of the way, set my knife right on that backbone, and I'm going to do nice clean cuts all the way down to here.
Okay.
It's important to keep this out of the way, and again, be very careful because this flesh is soft. And you're going to hear it cutting through the rib bones right here. Once I get it going, it goes a lot faster. Now these are, so this is the largest fish we've had here in a long time. I don't need to worry about the knife because it's a shorter blade.
Oh, massive.
It's huge.
Really? Really?
Switch over there.
You're really kind of feeling your way along with the blade.
Yeah, well, my knife is writing, you can see I'm writing right along that ridge.
Right.
Okay? Be careful with my fingers. Get that out of the way. All right, again, when you go to pick it up, you have to be real careful because my fingers will make an impression in that flesh if I'm not handling it lightly. Okay, nice and clean all the way along here. Now, what would you do with all that flesh that's on there if you were a high-end restaurant and were
Sushi.
going to be making as much as you can from this? Take a spoon, See all that flash? There's no way that you're going to get this when you're filleting it because that backbone is the high point.
So what would you do with that?
Eat it.
Make this into a mousse,
Yeah.
okay?
What else besides the mousse?
You gonna just gross anyone out?
No.
I
A
can't.
little bit of
Doesn't
soy,
matter.
a little bit of soy on there, a little bit of wasabi. Good eating.
Yeah. I prefer that. Don't touch the Cordell.
Pick up the space, fucking.
So you can
Fish space on my body.
You alright?
For your Facebook, be like,
You like me?
Fisher.
Okay.
This is Sammy the salmon. It's like a teepee.
Really, Vanessa?
We're so totally immune.
Fish head teepee. Where you got gummy bears and live in the teepee. All right, I'm gonna turn it over and I'm gonna fillet the other side.
Ice on you, go back to our like ice again.
If I throw up because the fish is bad, but I don't think I will. I'd probably eat more than my share by the end of my life. All right, let me get this started here. Lay this down here. Jeff, put that. Put the towel right here. Okay. Just want to keep it from moving on the board.
Would you like another towel shot?
Please. Did you eat it?
Kind of. Not even like it's a little. It's got this weird bite to it, kind of.
It doesn't taste like the fresh salmon.
Working in this business, you got to get used to the sound of crunching bones.
Yeah.
Come on. You normally take that dorsal with you when you play? Doesn't matter, whatever happens. Doesn't matter. Come on. I wish I was ambidextrous because then I would have turned it around and... Actually, let me try that.
You need me to come and I can help out.
Hmm?
So you need to come and I can help out with my left hand.
Whatever you say, Haley. I'll believe you. Stuck on that dorsal fin.
With an extra pair of hands to kind of like hold the meat out of the way.
No. That's the worst thing you could ever do is if someone ever asks you, hold this while I cut it. Don't even do that.
Just say no.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got it.
The dorsal part. Yeah.
You guys are fully charged thumbs. I was like halfway charged.
I just put my
I'm just putting my battery on this devil.
I did that.
Look at that.
No, it's in like a few minutes. I'll look like
Going after it at a different
Yeah.
angle.
I'm never mean.
Nobody said it.
she's not mean. She's just Haley.
I prefer that.
And even coming from that direction, you're just following the
Yeah.
backbone?
I gotta go out and buy myself a couple, 3 or 4 big salmon like this and practice. With it coming into the salmon season this term, next term, we'll get better salmon than what we usually get in the winter time.
I'm gonna go fish this season. California's right on my ass.
With these farm fish, is animal capacity even a possibility?
I don't know. It all depends on the waters they're living in, how well they're taken care of, and what they eat, and mainly the care that they're given. All right, it's hot up on that fin, so let's see what we've got here.
That fin area is where they usually leave the butterfly together at.
Yeah. All right, now, before you do anything else, now see how you can go right along here, and that fat separates right there. Okay, something else we have to do, pin bones right along here. We want to get those out. We also want to get the rib bones off. Okay, so get those rib bones off. Rib bones starting right here. I'm going to get that knife right underneath those rib bones. Angled up towards the bones. I can feel a knife on the bottom of those bones. If you filleted fish in the wild, you're never going to take the time that you would for what you're going to want to serve, that you're going to sell. Because what we're going to want to sell, we're going to want as much of this flesh
That's possible.
possible to go out to the guest.
Beautiful color. Perfect salmon.
Right now we've got
I know, you have them.
pin bones right here. They angle towards the tail, so you're going to want to pull those out.
So bring pliers. Should we bring pliers tomorrow?
No, you won't be filleting the salmon tomorrow.
Do trout have fin bones? Or are they just so small it doesn't
They're
matter?
not even noticeable. Okay, so when you're pulling these pin bones out, make sure that you're pulling it on a slight angle, because if I pull straight up, it's going to break through that flesh that much easier. Don't even ask that question. Every so often, about once a year, I'm gonna get someone ask, how many pin bones are there? Not something you need to know. But if you're smart, when you put fish on a menu, never ever say that it's boneless fish. That one person gets a bone caught in their throat can take you to court and get you for truth in advertising because you said that it was the boneless fish. And all they have to do is go online. Almost every restaurant has their menu online and it says boneless fish. Judge is going to go in their favor because you falsely advertised and said that the fish you were serving was boneless. Those scales are off there. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and cut the belly off. You would never leave this part on if you were cutting this into pieces because by the time this thicker part cooks, this is going to be gone. So I'm going to cut it on an angle. I don't want to cut straight up and down. It looks a little more natural being on a slight angle, so I'm just going to cut right along through up to about here.
Keeping with the shape of the profile.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to cook this up in a Chinese fashion that I think you're going to like because there's a lot of flavor on this.
The belly?
Yeah. Alright, now this back part of the skin here where I separated the fat, it's quite easy to just run your finger right along there. In fact, if you ever wanted to skin a salmon, I've seen a lot of people just put their hand underneath and
Work it.
separate it.
Would that be easy?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to.
Depends on how you are with your knife. So you could leave this on. I've seen people leave it on, but once it starts cooking, because it's so high in fat, it separates and falls apart quite easily. But I'm going to leave the skin on it because we're going to grill this tomorrow, and with that skin on, you're satisfying both sides of the fence, those that want the skin and those that don't. It also makes it that much easier to handle when it's cooking because the skin is on it, it's holding that whole piece of fish together. Back and pick up any of those excess scales. Nothing worse than serving fish that has a scale and it's just a weird feel in the mouth. Alright, and I go to pick it up, right underneath, pick it up, lay it down.
So much there. Yeah. I'm very excited about dividing that up between us.
Excited about what?
Dividing that up in between us.
See what I did? You're going to get the same.
You can did?
You can use mine.